Hello everyone. Today's topic is arrays and strings in C language. Array. An array is a special type of variable used to store multiple values of same data type at a time. Or an array is a collection of similar data items stored in continuous memory locations with single name. An array is defined as an ordered set of similar data items. All the data items of an array are stored in consecutive memory locations in RAM. The elements of an array are of same data type and each item can be accessed using the same name. Types of arrays in C. The first one is single dimensional array or one dimensional array. Second one is multi-dimensional array. So declaration of an array. So we know that all the variables are declared before they are used in the program. Similarly, an array must be declared before it is used. During declaration, the size of the array has to be specified. The size used during declaration of the array informs the compiler to allocate and reserve the specified memory locations. The syntax: data type space array name open square bracket n close square brackets and semicolon. Here n is the number of data items or index or dimension. So 0 to n minus 1 is the range of an array. So here example int space a in square brackets 5 close square bracket semicolon. And second example float space x in square bracket 10 semicolon. So this is the declaration of array. So first one is single dimensional array. So single dimensional arrays are used to store a row of values. Declaration of single dimensional array. Syntax: data type space array name curly brace rectangular square bracket size close square bracket semicolon. This is the syntax. So here is the example int is a data type and space roll numbers in square bracket 60 semicolon. So here I am declaring a array called roll numbers. Here int is the integer type. So in the size I am mentioning, so 60. Here 60 is the size of an array. So it contains, so here 60 is an index. So index always starts with 0. So total roll number array contains total 6 elements. Index starts with 0 and end with, here in this array index starts with 0 and end with 59. Next, declaration and initialization of single dimensional array with size and values. Syntax: data type space array name in square brackets size is equal to open curly brace value 1 comma value 2 comma dash dash up to value n bracket close curly brace semicolon. So this is the syntax of declaration and initialization of single dimensional array with size and values. So here example int, it is a integer data type. So here is marks in square brackets I am writing 6. So here array name is marks and size is 6. So this array takes 6 values. So here index starts with 0 and end with 5. So after int space marks in square brackets 6, and then after that is equal to open curly brace. So here I am giving 6 elements or 6 values. Here the first value is 89 comma 90 comma 76 comma 78 comma 98 comma 86. Close curly brace and semicolon. So in this example I am created one array called marks, and which is a size of 6, and it is a integer type. Here I am giving 6 values. So here 89 is stored in marks of 0. So and 90, this value is stored in marks 1, and 76, that is marks of 3 2. 78 in marks of 78 marks of 3. And so here mark 0, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, mark 4, mark 5, these are the memory locations in which the first in mark 0 location 89 is stored, in mark 1 location 90 is stored, in mark 2 location 76 is stored, in marks 4 3 78 is stored, in marks 4 98 is stored, marks 5 86 is stored. So here the general syntax to initialize a single dimensional array without specifying size and with initial values. So data type space array name, open square brackets and close side square brackets. Here I am not initializing, I am not indicating the size of the array, they are just empty. So after that is equal to, and open curly braces. Here I am giving values, value 1 comma value 2 comma up to value n, close curly braces and semicolon. This is the syntax of the initializing a single dimensional array without specifying size and with initial values. For example, int space marks empty square brackets is equal to open curly braces 89 90 76, sorry 89 comma 90 comma 76 comma 78 comma 98 comma 86, close curly braces and semicolon. So here I am declaring array called marks with there is no size, and it is an integer type. So here I have initialized 6 elements to the marks array. So another example here, char space student name is equal to M Prem Kumar, in double quotes I am writing a name, M space Prem space Kumar, double quotes, semicolon. Here character, char, it is a character type, it stores the string, it stores the string. So there is no size in square brackets. So let's see what is multi-dimensional array. An array of arrays is called as multi-dimensional array. In simple words, an array created with more than one dimension is called as multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array can be of two-dimensional array or three-dimensional array or four-dimensional array or more. So multi-dimensional arrays are often known as array of the arrays. In multi-dimensional arrays, the array is divided into rows and columns. Mainly, while considering multi-dimensional arrays, we will be discussing mainly about two-dimensional arrays and a bit about three-dimensional arrays. These are well suited to handle a table of data. So here declaration of two-dimensional array, general syntax for declaring two-dimensional array. So data type space array name in square brackets row size, and then open square brackets, mention column size, semicolon. So this is the syntax of the two-dimensional array. So here see the example: int space matrix a, in first square brackets I am writing 2, and in second square bracket I'm writing 3. Here 2 indicates the rows, and here 3 indicates the columns. Initialization of two-dimensional array. General syntax for declaring and initializing a two-dimensional array with specific number of rows and columns with initial values. So here the syntax: data type space array name in first square bracket, in a square bracket I'm writing rows, and in second square brackets I'm writing columns. So is equals, now I'm declare here I'm writing the values. So first I'm opening the curly braces, again I'm opening the curly braces. Here r1 c1 value, comma r1 c2 value. So like that, r1 cn value, close the curly braces, comma next one. So here next one is r2 c1, comma r2 c2, comma dash dash up to r2 cn. So like that we have to create the rows and columns. After creating that, close the curly braces and semicolon. So this is the syntax of creating a multi-dimensional array. So here I am creating a two-dimensional array. So example: int matrix A, in first square brackets I am writing 2, and second square brackets I am writing 3. So now I am initializing the values, that equals open curly braces and again open curly brace, 1 comma 2 comma 3, close the curly brace, comma again open the curly brace, 4 comma 5 comma 6, close the curly braces, again close the curly braces, semicolon. So here this array contains 2 rows and 3 columns. So here 1 comma 2 comma 3, this is the first row, and 4 comma 5 comma 6, this is second row. So we can also initialize as follows. So int space matrix A, in square brackets 2, in again in square brackets 3, is equal to open curly braces. So give one line space and open curly braces, 1 comma 2 comma 3, bracket close, comma, in the next line open curly brace, 4 comma 5 comma 6, bracket curly brace close, and in the next line write close curly brace. So here this way we can also initialize the matrix. So here write a C program to find the average of n, in brackets n less than 10, bracket close, numbers using single dimensional arrays. So here first, as usual, first hash include stdio.h. Here I am including standard header input output files to our program. So in C, execution always starts with main function. Here I am declaring a main function that is integer type, int space main, empty parenthesis, open curly braces. Here the now main function body starts. So here I am declaring an array and some variables. So int space marks, in square brackets 10, comma I comma n comma sum equal 10, comma average. So here I am declaring a array called marks, and also I am declaring size, that is 10. So sum is initialized to 0. So now printf. So first I'm printf using printf statement. A printf statement is used to display the message on the output window. So printf bracket open double quotes enter n value double quotes colon slash n double quotes bracket close semicolon. So this message will be printed on the output screen. Here slash n is the escape sequence. The now the cursor is moved to the next line. So to read the n value, we use scanf function. Scanf bracket open double quotes percentage d double quotes comma ampersand n bracket close semicolon. So here percentage d is a format specifier which reads into integer values, and that value will be stored in address of n. So now I am declaring a for loop, so which is used to for loop is used to execute a group of statement repeatedly. So in for loop we have a initialization and condition and increment operator. So for bracket open I equal to 0 semicolon I less than n semicolon plus I bracket close. So here I is initialized to 0 and I value must be less than n. So next I is pre-incremented by 1. I value is pre-incremented by 1. So now open curly brace. So I am writing printf statement, and it contains the message like enter marks for subject percentage d slash n double quotes comma I plus 1 bracket close semicolon. So here I am entering the marks for subject 1. So here by initially I value is 0. So here I plus 1. So 0 plus 1 means 1. So this is replaced in place of percentage d. So next I am writing scanf function to read the marks. So scanf bracket open double quotes percentage d double quotes comma ampersand marks of marks square bracket. In square bracket I am mentioning I, close the rounded brackets and semicolon. So it reads the integer value and which is stored in marks 0 location. So now I am adding the values. So I want to add the marks which is stored in marks 0 marks 1 marks 2 like that. So sum plus is equal to marks in square bracket I am writing I double semicolon bracket close. Now the for loop is closed. So after that I wanted to find the average. So average is equal to sum by n semicolon printf bracket open double quotes average is equal to percentage d semicolon double quotes comma average bracket close semicolon. So now return type, so return space 0 semicolon bracket close. So this is the program. So in this program, so I'm entering n value, and here n value should be less than 10. So here so first we have to compile the program by pressing Alt plus F9. Now the compiler converts it source code into binary language. If there are any errors, it will display the errors with line numbers. Go and correct the code and again recompile the program. If there are no errors, run the program by pressing Ctrl plus F9. So now let's see the execution of this program. So first, after running the program, the output window displays enter n value. So here I am entering 5. So after that, so I am using it here and person for loop. So this statement is a group of statements are executed repeatedly. So in for loop we have three statements, that is printf and scanf, and one is sum is equal to sum plus marks of I. So here, so come to the for loop. So here in the for loop, so I is initialized to 0 and I value less than n. So that is pre-incremented plus plus I. So here I equal to 0, I less than n plus plus I. This is the condition. Here I am writing the condition in for loop. Now the compiler executes the printf statement, enter marks for subject percentage d slash n double quotes comma I plus 1. Here I is 0. So now I'm entering, so I'm adding plus 1. So 0 plus 1, which is placed, it is replaced with percentage d. So in the output window we will see enter marks for subject 1. So here I'm entering 50. So now scanf reads this 50 and which is stored in marks of 0 memory locations. Next, this will be, now I'm adding sum plus equal to marks of 0. So here sum, by default sum is initialized to 0 in the first. In the declaration part, sum is initialized to 0. 0 plus in marks 0 I entered 50, marks 0 location I entered 50. 0 plus 50, that is 50, which is stored in some variable. Now the value I value will be incremented. So now I value is 1. So here in the condition I less than 5, so n value is 5. So I value, now the I value is 1 less than 5. Yes, the condition is true. Again it will printf, it will execute the printf statement and it displays the message like enter marks for subject 2. Here I am entering 60. So in the scanf function, the 60 value is stored in marks 1 memory location. 60 is stored in marks 0 location, sorry, marks 1 location. Now I'm adding the marks. So sum equal to sum plus marks 1. So previously sum value is 50. Now in memory 1 location, the value is, the memory 1 location contains the value 60. So 50 plus 60, that is 110. This value will be stored in some variable. Now I value incremented. Now I value is 2. So now it will check the condition in the for loop, I less than n, that is 2 less than 5. Yes, the condition is true. So now the compiler executes the printf statement, enter marks for subject percentage d. So high value is 2 and it is incrementing by 1, I plus 1, that is 3. So now in the output window we see the following message, enter marks for subject 3. Here I am entering 70. Next, scanf function, it reads the integer value and which is stored in, the 70 is stored in marks 2. Here I value is 0 in address of marks 0 memory location, marks 2 memory location. 70 is stored in marks 2 memory location. So now, so here sum plus marks of 2, marks 2 contain, sum is, now some value contains, some variable contains 110 and marks 1 location contains 70. 110 plus 70, the 180. That value will be stored in some variable. So again this process will be continued up to where the condition becomes false. Once the condition is false, the value will the for loop will be terminated. Now, so after that, three. So after that we have a statement average equal sum by n semicolon. So here we will get sum that is divided by n value. Here n value is 5. So sum is 50 plus 60 plus 75 plus 45 plus 50, 100, 230, 280 marks. Total marks are 280 by 5. So now we will get average 56, that is stored in average variable. Now I am printing the average value in bracket open double quotes printf bracket open double quotes average equal to percentage d double quotes comma average bracket close semicolon. After that I am using return 0 closing curly brace. So now the compiler shows average is equal to 56 on the output screen. This is the execution of a single dimensional array. So here I'm writing a C program to create two matrices and add the values of two matrices and store it in another matrix and display the new matrix. So for this I have created one doc file and which is saved in Google Drive, because this program is a little bit large, so that's why I have written a program in Word document and that is stored in Google Drive. So for this I have created one link in this slide. Just double click on this. So double click on it, select the mail. Now Google Drive open, select the app you want to display the file. Here I am selecting WPS Office. So this is the program for addition of two matrices using multidimensional array. So here I am including standard input output files and console input output files using hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h. So here I am declaring a main function which is void type. There are no arguments in the main function. Now open the curly braces. From this onwards the main function body of the main function starts. So here I am declaring three arrays and I comma j values. So here int space a, in the first square bracket I am writing 2, in the second square bracket 3. So that means an array contains 2 rows 3 columns, comma. Next B array contains 2 rows 3 columns, comma. C array contains 2 rows 3 columns, comma. I am declaring two variables, that is I CLR which clears the output screen. Is here printf statement, and in the printf statement we have message like enter values for matrix A slash n bracket close semicolon. So here for loop I am using, there is I equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. Here the condition, again I am using for loop. So the first for loop uses for rows and second for loop uses for columns. So in the second for loop I I'm initializing j equal to 0 and j less than 3 semicolon j plus plus. Here scanf function. So percent open curly rounded brackets double quotes percentage d double quotes comma ampersand a I in the first square, but I am writing I in the second square bracket. I am writing G bracket close semicolon. So this for loops are used to read the. So I am entering the integer values in the matrix A. So next printf enter values for the matrix B. So this is this function, and then here I am using two for loops. First for loop is used for rows and second for loop is used for columns. So for bracket open I equal to 0 semicolon I less than 2 semicolon I plus plus bracket close. So second for loop for bracket open j equal to 0 semicolon j less than 3 semicolon j plus plus bracket close. So here to read the input values I am using a scanf function. Scanf bracket open double quotes percentage d double quotes comma ampersand b in the first square brackets I, in the second square brackets j bracket rounded bracket closed rounded bracket and semicolon. So here I entered the values for matrix B, and the next one is I have to add these matrices and the result will be stored in C matrix. So here I am declaring two for loops. First for loop is for rows and second for loop is for columns. So first for rows for loop bracket open I equals 0 semicolon I less than 2 colon I plus plus bracket close. For bracket open j equal to 0 semicolon j less than 3 semicolon j plus plus bracket close. So here C in the first C open in the first square brackets j and the right in the second square brackets j is equal to next A in the first square brackets I second square brackets j plus B in the first square brackets I in the second square brackets j semicolon. So now I'm printing the, so I wanted to print the matrix value. So here A plus B values will be added and the result will be stored in C matrix. A matrix and B matrix values will be added and the result will be stored in C matrix. So now I am using a printf statement. The values of matrix C are, so now I am using for loop, two for loops, for first for loop for rows and second for loop for columns. So first for loop, so for bracket open I equal to 0 I less than 2 semicolon I plus plus. Now open curly braces. Second for loop for bracket open j equal to 0 semicolon j less than 3 semicolon j plus 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 bracket close. So now I am writing a printf statement which prints the values of C matrix. So print, so here printf percentage 5d comma Cij. So here I am printing the C matrix values on the output screen. So here I am using a printf statement in which I am writing slash and escape sequence, that is the cursor is moved to the next line. So now closing the curly braces, get ch with the compiler waits for the character and close the curly brace. This is the program for multi-line dimensions, simpler two-dimensional array. So for this program, see the output. So this is the output. Here first I'm entering values for matrix A. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So enter values for the matrix B. 2 4 6 5 3 8. So finally I am printing the C matrix values. The values of matrix C are 3 6 9 9 8 14. This is the output of this program. So next topic is strings. So C strings are nothing but array of characters ended with null character. That is /0 means it is a escape sequence. This indicates null character. This null character indicates the end of the string. Strings are always enclosed by double quotes, whereas characters is enclosed by single quotes in C. Declaration of strings. So char space string name in square brackets size semicolon. So here char is the data type. Here str underscore name is a string name. So here size is the index of the array. So example, char space string in square brackets I am writing 20. Now is equals I am assigning the values, characters to this string function. Here string is an array which contains 20 elements. So here I am initializing 20 elements for this string. So open curly braces, in single quotes write F, comma, in single quotes or, comma, in single quotes E, comma, in single quotes yes, comma, in single quotes H, comma, in single quotes 2, comma, in single quotes R, comma, in single quotes E, comma, in single quotes F, comma, in single quotes R, comma, in single quotes E, comma, in single quotes S, comma, in single quotes H, comma, /0. In single quotes I am writing /0. That is the end of the string. Here /0 indicates end of the string. Close the curly braces, semicolon. So this is the character string which stores up to 20 characters. So now I want to use the string. I want to declare string. So here char space string in the square brackets I am writing 25. Now I'm typing is equal to, in double quotes I'm writing the message, that is electrical engineering, in double quotes semicolon. Here string contains 25 characters. So here electrical engineering, this is the message which is stored in string array. Now I am declaring empty string, char space string with the empty square brackets is equal to double quotes reprogramming double quotes semicolon. Here memory space allocated as per requirement during execution. So it's a simple program. So sample program to read a string from user. Hash include stdio.h int main, open curly braces, char space name in square brackets I'm writing 20 semicolon, and printf bracket open double quotes enter name double quotes bracket close semicolon. So scanf bracket open double quotes percentage s double quotes comma name bracket close semicolon. So now I am using printf bracket open double quotes your name is percentage s double quotes comma name bracket close semicolon, return space 0 semicolon bracket close. So now compile the program by pressing alt plus F9, and if there are no errors, run the program by pressing Ctrl plus F9. So let's see the execution of this program. So first here I am including standard header input output file. So int main, it is a main type, it returns a value. So in the declaration part I am declaring an array called name, which contains 20 elements, which is a character type, data type. So now I'm using a printf statement, printf bracket open, enter name. This message will be printed on the output screen, enter name. So here I'm entering my name N Lachiram. So this name will be stored in name. So for this I'm using a scanf. So scanf brackets open double quotes percentage s means it is a string value which accepts only string value, and that value will be stored in name array. Now I'm printing this mess by printing my name on the output screen. For this printf bracket open, your name is percentages gamma name contains n Lachiram, that is replaced with percentage s. Your name is n Lachiram, which is printed on the output screen. So here this function returns 0. So see string functions. So here I'm a table, two column headings. First column heading is string function, second column heading is description. So strcat function, it concatenates str at the end of the str1. So string concatenation. So it concatenates, adds string 1 as string 2 at the end of the string 1. Next, string strn cat, so appends a portion of string to another. Next one is strcpy, string copies string 2 into string 1. Next is strncpy, copies given number of characters of one string to another. String length gives the length of the string 1 string. Next, str compare, string compare returns 0 if str1 is same as str2. So 0 means string 1 is same as string 2. If it returns negative value, yes, string 1 is less than string 2. It returns positive value if string 1 is greater than string 2. So in the string compare value there are three values, that is 0 and a negative value and a positive value. So next one is string lower, it converts string to lowercase. Next one is string upper, converts string to uppercase. So here first I'm writing a program and strcat, that is string concatenation. So here I'm writing a program hash include string dot h. So my hash include stdio.h and hash include string.h. Into space main, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, next open curly braces. So here char source empty square brackets is equal to double quotes fresh to fresh double quotes semicolon. So next char space target open square bracket and close square brackets, that is empty square brackets is equal to double quotes C tutorial double quotes semicolon. So next printf, in printf bracket open double quotes slash n source string is equal percentage s double quotes comma source bracket close semicolon. Printf bracket open double quotes slash n target string is equal to percentage s double quotes comma target bracket close semicolon. Next strcat brackets open target comma source bracket close semicolon. So now printf bracket open double quote slash and target string after strcat is equal percentage s double quotes comma target bracket close semicolon close curly brace. This is our program, strcat program. So let's see the execution of this program. So first compile the program. If there are no errors, then execute the program by pressing Ctrl plus F9. So now with the first, so here source contains fresh to fresh. I'm declaring a two arrays with no size. So source contain fresh to fresh message, that is string, and the next target contains C tutorial string. So now I'm printing source string, that is printed on the output. Source string is equal to fresh, and the next printf statement which is displayed on the output, target string equal to C tutorial. So after that I am using a strcat, that is string cat function, strcat target comma source bracket close semicolon. So first it will print the target string. So next it concatenates the target and source strings. So printf statement in the target string after string cats is equal to C tutorial fresh to fresh. This message will be printed on the output screen. See the result. This is the result. Source string equal fresh to fresh, target string equal C tutorial. Now target string after strcat is equal to C tutorial fresh to fresh. This is the output. Next program on strcat. This is the program. So let's see. Hash include stdio.h, hash include string.h, int main. So open curly brace character. So here I'm declaring two arrays. First one is source and the second one is target. The source array contains fresh to fresh message or string. Next target array contains a string C tutorial. So now I'm printing the source string is equal to percentage s, that is source string equal to fresh, and the next one I'm using the printf statement. This prints the output string on the output screen. Target string is equal to C tutorial. Next I'm writing the function strcat bracket open target comma source comma 5 bracket close semicolon. Here next printf statement, target string. So printf statement, it contains a message target string after strcat is equal percentage s comma target. So this is the output of this program. Source string equal to fresh, target string equal to C tutorial, target string after strcat is equal to C tutorial fresh. So in they see this function strcat bracket open target comma source comma 5. So target here this C tutorial, so it prints the target string, and also in the source string it prints only 5 characters. So space fresh. Okay, this is the output. Next one is program 3 and strcpy. So this is same string copy function. It copies the function. Here hash include stdio.h, hash include string.h, int main bracket open char source is equal to char source empty square brackets is equal to in double quotes fresh to fresh. So char space target in square brackets I'm using 20, that is size equal to empty and double quotes that is empty string semicolon. Next printf statement, here source string equal to percentage s source. So source contains fresh to fresh. This brace is printed on the output screen. Next printf statement, target string equal percentage s comma target. So here target string is null, which is printed on the output screen. Next I'm using a string copy function. in brackets strcpy bracket open target comma source bracket close semicolon. Here string copied, so source is copied into target array. Source is copied. Source array contains fresh to fresh, which is copied in target array. So now printing the target. So target string after str copy is equal percentage s comma target. So target string after str copy equal fresh to fresh. Now source string contains fresh to fresh and target string contains fresh to fresh. So next one is programming on string length, which returns the length of the string. So hash include stdio.h, hash include string.h, int space main bracket open int len semicolon. Here I am declaring a variable which is integer type. So I am declaring one array that is a character type and its size is 20. So char space array, in the square brackets I am writing 20 is equals double quotes fresh to fresh.com double quotes semicolon length equal to strlen bracket open array strlen bracket open array bracket close semicolon. Now printf double quotes slash n string length equal to percentage d slash n double quotes comma length. So length value will be printed on the output screen. So here fresh to fresh.com, here total 17 characters are there, and the output string length equals 17. This will be displayed on the screen. So after that return 0, this function returns 0 and close the curly braces. This is the execution of the program string length. Next one is string compare. It compares the two strings. So it returns three values. First one is 0, second one is -1, that is negative numbers, and third one is positive number. So here I am writing hash include stdio.h, hash include string.h, int space main open curly braces char space str1 square brackets empty square brackets, then after that equal to in double quotes fresh semicolon, next char space str2 empty square brackets, after that is equal to refresh in double quotes refresh semicolon. So here I declared two strings with 0 size. So there is no size. In str1 I am storing fresh is stored in str1 and refresh is stored in string str2. So now I am declaring three variables of integer type int space I comma j comma k semicolon. Now I am comparing the string. So I is equal to strcmp bracket open str1 comma in double quotes fresh bracket close semicolon. So this compares string 1 with fresh string. So here string 1 contains fresh. So fresh compared with fresh. So they are equal. Then it returns the 0. Next 0 is stored in I. Next j equal to strcmp bracket open str1 comma str2 bracket close semicolon. Here string 1 is compared with the string 2. So now it returns -1 which is stored in j. Next k. So here string 1 is less than string 2, that's why it returns -1. Next k equal to strcmp bracket open str1 comma in double quotes f bracket close semicolon. Here string 1 is compared with the string f. Here string 1 is greater than the f, so that's why it returns positive number. So that is 1 which is stored in the k. So after that I am printing the I, j, k values. Printf bracket open double quotes slash n percentage d double quotes comma I comma j comma k bracket close semicolon. Now this function returns 0, return space 0 semicolon, bracket close. So now the output is 0, minus 1 and 1. This is the output of this program. So here 0 means the two strings are matched, so that's why it returns 0. So minus 1 means first string 1 is greater than, string 1 is less than string 2, it returns minus. So third one is string 1 is greater than string f, so it returns 1. Next I'm writing a program on string upper upr. It converts the string into uppercase. So hash include str.h, hash include string.h, int main. So here char space str empty square brackets, after that is equal to double quotes, modify this string to upper double quotes equal. So which are, this message is written in both upper and lower, in the mix of upper and lower. So printf percentage s slash n double quotes comma strupr in brackets str bracket close semicolon, return space 0. So after here I am declaring one string called string with no size. So this string contains, modify this string to upper. Some characters are in lowercase, some characters are in uppercase. So in the printf statement I am using a print s, the print s, and it returns, it accepts only string values. So comma strupr in brackets I am writing str. So here string is converted into upper characters. So then the value will be printed on the output screen. So in capital letters, modify this string to upper. The string is converted in uppercase. Next one is program on string lower. Hash include stdio.h, hash include string.h, int space main, open curly braces, char space str empty square brackets, after this is equal to, in double quotes, modify the string to lower double quotes semicolon. So here I am using printf statement, bracket open double quotes percentage s slash and double quotes comma str lwr bracket open str bracket close semicolon, return 0. So here in this program I am declaring array that is str with no size. So and this array contains a message, modify this string to lower. This string is written in, some characters are written in lower letter and some characters are written in uppercase letters. So in the printf statement, percentage s means it prints the string values. Here I used a string function strwr in brackets str. Now the string is converted into lowercase and that value will be printed on the output screen. Modify this string to lower. Yes. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much.